start of practice.
Oh! Great start and straight away, McGee.
Look out! Center this time. Throws the alley-oop for JLA.
Here's Illawarra.
Oh, McGee.
McGee again. Bang!
Yes, two teams with plenty to play for, potential stars across the floor and matchups. The biggest, quite literally, this one. JaVale McGee against Joe Lual Achul. Oh, we look forward to this again. Matt Russell, Jason Kadee, Brad Rosen, Joe Healy, as your Pride games continue in Hungry Jack's NBL. When it comes to that matchup, the two bigs, JaVale McGee against Perth, 19 points, 13 rebounds. JLA against Illawarra, 20 points per game, 7 rebounds. I'll put it on you, Jace and Brad. Tell me who has the biggest influence on this game tonight.
Oh, geez, it's a tough call, but I think both of them do. But I think if, for where Illawarra are at right now, they need JaVale McGee at their best if they're going to win this game. JLA can still play great and have guys around him for them to win, but if Illawarra are going to win, which they need to, McGee needs to be at his best.
A little bit of political speak there for the member for step one. Brad, can you single one man out?
Who's going to be the most dominant out of the two?
Influential on this game.
Oh, look, to me, I'm going Sam Froling. I know we've spoken about those guys, but I mean, I love the bigs that you're talking about, but I think JaVale's going to be JaVale. I think JLA is going to be JLA. To me, the other night when the Sydney Kings placed Illawarra, I don't remember you saying Sam Froling's name enough. That is the guy. I think he's been really good for them when he's been back. The way his footwork are, I think JLA's had big games against Perth. That man right there can help.
7 points on 3 of 8 shooting, 7 rebounds, 5 assists against Sydney. The Hawks need more from Sam Froling. We know that the Hawks can make the play-in tournament. Will they play, though, like a team that knows that, with the energy and desperation tonight, Jace?
I think so, because I think as a group, you got to. Some of these guys have been with this group for a period of time now in Illawarra. They've been through some lows, the high of last year winning it all. They've played in big environments. So tonight, as you look around this stadium as it fills up, those guys should know what it takes, and as a collective, I think they know what it takes to win big games.
As I just said before, if Illawarra, you look at this, you've got Tasmania that are limping home. You know, poor things with what's happened to them. New Zealand have lost some pieces. You've got Illawarra here with everything that has happened over the past 6 to 8 months with this team, losing their best player in Trey Kell, Lockie Ulbricht's gone, Hung Jung Lee, and you're in a position where a few weeks out from the playoffs, you've got a chance to make it with a year that has really been up and down. This is it. Go get them.
At the other end of the floor, Perth could be saying the same thing. Go get them, because if they win this, Jesse Wagstaff and his men will go alongside Melbourne with the same record of 18 and 11 in 4th position. If they win by about 25, they'll leapfrog United on percentages. So given they've got David Duke Jr. still to return, Jaron really likewise, just how high can the Wildcats go?
No, and if you look at their run home, they play 4 teams lower than what they are on the ladder, and I think that is big time, especially when you come into crunch time. But I think what their record and what they've been playing like is it's probably allowed them to let David Duke take his time to get back into the lineup. But when you speak to them before the game, and I said hi to JLA, and he said, I don't think anyone wants to play us when it gets to finals time. That's the confidence they have within their group.
They go Cairns, Brisbane at home, then a trip to Sydney and finish against Adelaide at home. They are the last 4 games for the Wildcats when it comes to the starting 5s this evening. Let's have a look at Perth, the most settled team in the competition over the last 8 games. Unchanged, Henschel, Pepper, Windler, Doolittle and Big Joe Lual Achul. As for Illawarra, well, they've been mixing it up and have done again tonight. We know that there's a start for Tyler Harvey, who comes into the starting side. A mix-up the other night with Mason Peatling meant to start. They filled out the team sheet incorrectly. I assume that's what Justin Tatum wants to roll with tonight, Jace.
I wonder who got the blame for that one. But no, I think when you look at it, and we spoke to JT before the game, they have to start this game well, and they have to bring this crowd into it early. And if they can do that, he's picked the group that he believes will get him off to that start to do that.
Interesting stat, Tyler Harvey. The Hawks have lost the last 4 games with him as a starter. They've won the last 3 with him off the bench. Tonight, Tyler Harvey starts. Is that just a crap stat, or does it mean something?
No, it is a crap stat in one way, but I agree with what Jason said before. This is it. You've got your best players. You need to get going. The first 6 minutes for Illawarra is absolute key.
for the 4th time this season, but the first time in the gong. It's the Hawks against the Wildcats. Justin Tatum, a passionate plea to Illawarra fans to get out and will his team into the postseason. They've responded. A big, boisterous crowd makes some noise for JaVale McGee.
And there you go, that's the perfect start. Find your big guy, run a nice action and get him a layup. And especially Illawarra, you look at even now how they're picking up the floor. You wanted an answer? I know it's only been 30 seconds.
No, you're right.
But they've come out with an energy about it.
Look at QJ Peterson. I don't think he's been up and in since he's landed in Australia. I love the fact that he's doing that now.
Elijah Pepper in the corner with a miss. They go back to JaVale McGee. His first 2 games against Perth, double-double with more than 20 points on each occasion. Last time he was kept to 8. Peatling leaves his shot short. Tyler Harvey, a turnover from Perth, and they win it back. Desperation from Pepper. Great diving effort on the hardwood. And now he draws a foul from Mason Peatling. He came crashing down the back of Pepper. Off a 22-point game against South East Melbourne, Elijah, including 6 rebounds. His first score of the night looks like coming from the free throw line. He struggled in the land of plenty against Illawarra, 2 of 16 in his last 2 games against the Hawks outside the arc.
He certainly doesn't struggle from here, though, Matty. He's very good from the 3-throw line at the moment. Just under 90% for the season.
He's 42 of 47 now, Brad. And he adds another one. Scores level, minute done in your second leg. The Saturday doubleheader. Hot day in Wollongong, and it might be heated on court as well. 2 teams, so much to play for in terms of that top 6. Tyler Harvey, his floater left along the rim for a long time. Mason Peatling's efforts go unanswered as well. Ben Hinchell having quite the season. Leaves his shot short, not second time around, and draws a foul, a possible 3-point play.
That was good patience there by Benny Henshaw. He just had Tyler Harvey on his back and took his time and short-armed it. But if you're Tyler in that situation, you've got to find a way to just fight back around, because if he does miss it, the rebound contest actually has to be yours to get back involved.
I agree with what you were saying there, Matty. He is having a very good year. It's been a bit up and down in the sense of some games good and some games bad, but he is extremely talented, and when he gets going, it's fun to watch.
Against South East Melbourne, 14 points, 5 rebounds, career high 9 assists. Ben Hinchell, that was his latest outing.
And here's one of the keys. Now, I thought they did a good job to get JaVale a real early look. I don't think he's touched the ball since. So they've just got to try and run a little set here. I know it's key that Harvey gets going and QJ, but Peatling's been shooting everything. They just need to get this man one-on-one.
2-1 to Perth, head-to-head so far this season. As Wani Swakala-Bullock makes his first 3 a winning one.
And he makes a good decision. We know that JaVale, he's very good. He played with 2 pretty good guys that he passed the ball to many times. He's called Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. He knows how to pass the ball, and he's extremely well versatile with that.
Sorry, Brad. Wani is shot at 67% over his last 8 games against Perth. Nearly 70% shooting against the Wildcats over his last 8 outings. No wonder he's confident, Wani. And an error from Perth draws the applause of this local crowd.
What choice of words are we going to go with there, Matty? Local? It does get rowdy down here.
I had a few flash through my mind, and the first 6 I couldn't use. Hence the pause as Peterson opens his account.
And on that end of the floor, Brad, it's interesting. They've gone with Doolittle on McGee and JLA on Peatling. And I think what they're trying to do is, as JLA flushes one home, and that was nice. But I think what they're trying to do is let JLA use his length away from the ball to be a bit of a helper, and let Doolittle's strength just try and push him off the block.
Mason Peatling off the glass inaccurately. Here's Elijah Pepper, only Peterson in front of him, and Pepper gets it done. So an early 4 points for Elijah. Great pass. Harvey for Peatling. Harvey nearly forcing another turnover, and JaVale McGee does exactly that. They're playing with pace, number 2 in the league, and Swaka Bullock gets his second bucket of the game.
Well, this is what we said, the first 6 minutes, get the stops and run. Both teams very contradicting the way they play. Slow it down for Perth, get it inside. Illawarra up, in, get some fast breaks, get them out there.
Recent clashes, Tyler Harvey's been filling his boots in terms of assists against Perth. Beautiful one a moment ago for Mason Peatling. Here's Joe Luala-Chul.
Well, that's the JaVale effect right there, just by being inside. And this is what he can do down this end.
McKee back at him. His sister Amani, a former Perth Lynx and WNBA star, in the house tonight to watch her brother play. And I'm sure he's keen to turn on a show, especially after being kept to 8 points against the Wildcats last time around. That is goaltending on JaVale. Points count, 13-11 Illawarra. Jamie replay of that assist from Tyler Harvey.
It's just beautiful. I mean, they just have to be able to communicate. Look at this one, the spin, laid it up. Just a beautiful move from the big fella.
Perth own this head-to-head record against Illawarra, 101-47. 101-47 in favour of Perth, but here in the sandpit, it's 26 apiece.
Well, Jace, Tyler Harvey's come out. I know he didn't start the other night against the Sydney Kings, but the second he stepped on the court, his aggression was really evident, and he had 25 points. He looks like he's trying to get that going tonight again.
And I've got the feeling that he might have been going through some stuff. Even the way Justin Tatum spoke about him pre-game, it's like he's been battling or just had some niggles taken away at him. And for their group, it just is at the point now where you can't wait 4 or 5 minutes to sub him in. Like, they need to get him going early and then play from then on out. And I just think he's been around so long and done so many wonderful things in this league. He's just someone you can rely on to at least play the right way in this setting.
Well, this is something different for Illawarra here. This is what they do now. They've made some substitutions, and now they've got this 2-1-2 if you look at it. So it just tries to take 10, 15 seconds off the shot clock and make it a bit tougher.
Nice runner from Dylan Windler. Speaking of Perth, Joe Healy, you got some more on the Wildcats.
Same way the Hawks have been trying to get JaVale and Tyler going early, the Wildcats have been trying to do the same thing. I spoke to Elijah Pepper before the game. He said it's on him and his teammates to try and give his teammates a good opportunity, especially the likes of JLA in the post, David Aquera in at the moment. So look for them to try to go to him early here.
Peatling up to 4 points for the game, Joe, as the Hawks foul at the other end.
We're 5 minutes in here and we've got subs coming in everywhere, but I actually think, Brad, this has been a pretty even 5 minutes. I think the Hawks have started the way they want to, and I actually think Perth, if you look at it, we go, we're pretty happy with our start as well.
Yeah, I agree, and Coach Tatum has made it very evident. The bench has been very good for Illawarra. Their whole bench is on in the sense of guys that are going to play minutes, and the only starter on is Harvey. I like the set. I like the team they've got on. These guys know how to play with each other. And watch out for Dan Greeter here. He's had some great minutes the last few games.
Ben Henschel at the line. Up to 6 points for the game. Tidy start for Ben. 16-14. Little correction from the Hawks. They were told it was JaVale's sister Amani. It's actually one of his other sisters, Tiffany, here to support her brother tonight. Froling for Tyler Harvey, fresh from that season-high 25 points in the loss against Sydney. Froling can't score, but the foul will be called in favour of Illawarra.
We just look at this offensive set. These 5 guys know how to play. Look at the ball movement here. Comes in, can't get it across to the high post. Nice set here. Comes off, rolls, and Sam Froling gets it down low. That's a really, really nice set. They couldn't stop it. They got a foul. These 5 guys are championship-winning players and know how to play with each other, and that showed it right there.
Brad, and this is that group that I was telling you when I was sitting there in Brisbane watching them play, and it was the 5 for 5, and this was the exact 5 that came on. And sitting next to my good friend Anthony Petrie, and he sat there and said, is this group better than their starting group? And that's because of the chemistry they were playing with.
Great fella. Anthony, how's he going?
Very, very good. Living his best life up on the Gold Coast.
Enjoying retirement.
Next Brisbane coach.
All Gold Coast, who knows?
Tough player. Good man to watch as Christian Doolittle leaves his shot short. The scrap picked up by the veteran Jesse Wagstaff. Playing game 532, Jesse. Here's Windler on the move. Elevating magnificently. There's something to get the Wildcats fans out of their seats.
Well, we just talk about Doolittle. Right now, he's got Todd Blanchfield on him. This is what he needs to do. Go to the block, make a decision. Great cut by Windler. All of that is coming through Doolittle being aggressive.
Windler, fresh from his 8th double-double of the season. He had 23 points, 11 rebounds on a high shooting clip inside and out last game against South East Melbourne. Man averaging 13 points, 7 boards, 2 assists per game. Half an hour per game for John Riley, Dylan Windler. 101 NBA games in the rearview mirror at the Cavs, Knicks, Lakers and Hawks. This man's in a rich vein of form. Dan Greeder, double figures in his last 3 games. The mullet, they say in the gong, is all-powerful, Brad. Windler again, nice, soft touch, so he's showing us quite the repertoire. Bit of brute strength at the rack and then a soft touch on the move.
Well, they've got to change up now because that's 2 times he's been able to come off a screen and just get into the floater. Got to move it around.
Rolling outside for QJ Peterson, who steps away from Russo Nance, can't finish. Rebound Froling. Tough from Sam. It's 23-18, a 5-point buffer to the home team. Windler finding Wagstaff, guarded by Hickey. Shot clock to single figures. Jesse gets close, can't finish, and it falls for QJ. They go back to Dan Greeder. Over his last 7 games, he's hit 29 of 38. So 76% he's shot the ball over his last 7 games, Dan Greeder. Feed him, Sam.
Great move. Just couldn't finish the gimme.
I was impressed he went to his right hand.
Doolittle. Aguero working his way. Baseline goes unused. Doolittle misses. Rebound Blanchfield. So a good period here for the Hawks. Two minutes left in the first quarter. The Hawks have had their struggles in the opening term. Can they lead at the first break? Well, Will Hickey draws the foul and he'll go to the line. Just along those lines, fellas, Perth came here having won the first quarter in 10 of their last 11 games. So great start, winning 10 of the last 11 first quarters. The Hawks have lost 14 of their last 15 games when down at quarter time. So the stats will tell you the first quarter lead here is going to be crucial. An area where Perth has done well and the Hawks have struggled to recover from when behind.
So Jace Matty just said there's 2 minutes left for Illawarra and they win the game. It's pretty easy.
We can all leave. We can all leave. Perfect. Quick night.
Nice shout, Steelers Club. On your frequent
and that is a
fly
great
card,
stat. And, you know, I mean, Jason and I have been sitting here and we've said it in the pre-game with Joe as well. That first 6 minutes, the first quarter, we just know it's Illawarra's DNA this year. If they come out hard, they're in games and they win. If they come out soft, they lose.
These games still part of Pride Round, which is in its 4th year, preaching inclusion for all. No Madia Tribe, a great initiative led by so many fantastic individuals, the likes of Isaac Humphries, AJ Ogilvy, who's in the house tonight, having been at the Sydney Kings Hawks game on Thursday as well. Right, games continuing through round 19, which is jam-packed, full of action. Will Hickey on the move. So effective off the bench. Just expand on why you like the move back to the bench, Jace.
I just think it unlocks him. I think he's a talented player, and Brad said it in the pre-game as well. He's still very new to exposing himself in terms of being a leader and being a go-to player, as Ben Henshaw makes a really nice M1. But his ability now to come off the bench, it just unlocks that kind of responsibility of, I've got to lead the team, I've got to put people where they need to be, I've got to do all these other responsibilities, where last year I got to just come off and just be myself. And I think that's when he's at his best.
Just a question on that. You've been in teams where you have started and, you know, you've come off the bench. For me, someone that was always off the bench and try and bring energy. But Is it typical? Like, does it feel like, I don't want to call it a demotion, but is it like, well, I haven't performed, so I've gone back? How do you get through that?
Well, I grew up with my dad telling me starting's an ego thing. It's who finishes games. It's who finishes games. So for me, I didn't care. And I often said I'm happy to come off the bench, I'm happy to start, because I just knew that if I played the right way, it mattered at the end of the game if I was still on the floor. And so I think it just depends who the guy is.
Yeah, he's lying, Matty. He wanted to start.
Sam Froling. He says he doesn't mind whether he starts or comes off the bench. That's how the Hawks go. They're out by 5. He said all the right things there, Jace. I liked every word as Ben Henschel has a call go against him and protests. The referees in this one, Ken Widgeon, Damien Lyons, James Boyer. Ben Henschel leading the game with 9 points.
Well, what happened after that as well was QJ jived on the ball to get it. You just said state he's in. That's a beautiful little move from Tyler Harvey with a shake and a floater.
The Hawks, most floaters in the league, and there's the reason why. Trademark from Tyler Harvey. Also the most alley-oops. Enter JaVale McGee, perhaps, as this game continues. That's nice from his opponent, Joe Luala-Chul.
He does that move so well. Just takes you to his left and spins back to get over his left shoulder right hand. And just that little touch shot, it just seems like it's effortless for him.
The Hawks angling towards the first quarter lead they crave. 30 points on the board. They wanted to start well, and they have. Despite a slip up there, Greeder just inside the clock, leaves it short. And Perth running at a time, so Doolittle with the prayer off the glass. Just inside the half court, Christian Doolittle puts a statement at the end of the first.
Matty, I think that's going to be a little too late. That was my feel inside the stadium. And
scoreboard hasn't changed. Does it leave the hand by the time the backboard lights up? No.
Not even close.
So good shot from long distance, but it's all for show. It's the Hawks by 5 against the Perth Wildcats on your Saturday night Hungry Jacks NBL.
To the Hungry Jacks NBL, the second of our Saturday doubleheader as the defending champs with a 5-point lead over the Wildcats at quarter time. We know a big strength of the Hawks is their offensive rebounding. Justin Tatum wants them to continue crashing the boards here, make the most of their second chance points and keep this scoreboard pressure on.
Good on you, Joe. His team's biggest lead of the game, 7. They start the second out by 5. 8 lead changes in that first quarter. Is that the sort of game we're going to get? Nip and tuck with each team jumping in front of the other at times. Ditch with a miss. Well, the second.
Matty, we said one of the keys we thought in the game would be the bench points. 12-0 Illawarra in the first quarter.
And Henschel finding Lawala-Chul. Doolittle puts it on the floor. And has it bounce away from the cup for McGee to take another rebound. Peterson, Harvey, Wani, Swaka, LaBullet, he liked it, it jumps out.
Well, that's Illawarra basketball, that's okay. Get the stop, run, move the ball, take a good shot. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Big Joe has to dive after a fumble, keeps possession, finds Henschel. Ben is off the mark. He's just back to Ben Henschel. He's sitting on 9 points for the game, so you'd imagine he's going to have double figures for the 6th game in a row. Big assists along the way. Where have you seen his game develop most men during Hungry Jack's NBL 26?
Well, I think this year for Benny's been a little bit different because he struggled early, and the bit of how they rotated people as they were trying to figure it out wasn't probably what he was used to. But what you've seen this back half of the year, JR started to really play his minutes more consistently, and I think that's just flowed off his confidence as well, and how aggressive he's been on both ends of the floor. I think his defense has really improved, which is also keeping him in the game for longer.
He had 24 points on NBL debut in 2024, moving out of the AIS, the Centre of Excellence, NBL 1, WA rep teams. Quite the talents. And QJ Peterson picks up the loose ball, crowd responds. The quarter-time score remains a minute and a bit into the second. Kind roll for QJ Peterson.
He's one of the few that I think he shoots the ball better off the dribble than he does catch and shoot. Just it's like he finds a rhythm of it.
Sunday Ditch
buries a 3 off the back of it. But I was actually going to say before, Brad, I have actually been really impressed with QJ's start. Before that shot, he was only on 2 points. But it feels like he's really engaged on both ends of the floor.
Tyler Harvey.
I think you said it perfect there, Jason. The times we've seen him, and we're just going to have to say it as it is, his body language hasn't been great. He's dropped his head. You could see he's frustrated. But this game, I complete that first possession. You even said, what was it? It's only 30 seconds into the game, but you could just see he's up, he's in, and I'm going to come play tonight. And from the word go, I agree with you. He's been brilliant.
Coach Tatum was asked about QJ's body language in the media conference after the Sydney loss, and he said, I think it's more when the game's on the line, there's competitive spirit at play, you're pumped up, you're going to respond in a different way than if you're ice cool and having a gentlemanly discussion. I don't know whether I bought into that excuse, but he was trying to defend his player is my point.
He was defending it, and I mean, you know, for me, no, I don't like that. You show positive body language every single time. So we're just having a look here. To me, I'm not sure if it looked like it was off a Perth hand. We'll just see. I think it's JLA there.
Just the angle it took.
Yeah, just right there. Does he touch it with the left hand?
The replay centre reviewing this, and you've read it perfectly, Brad.
Left
Challenge
pinky
is successful. So a win for the Hawks and Justin Tatum. Great interview that you men ran with the Illawarra coach pre-game. He seemed pretty relaxed.
Yeah, I love how Jace asked him, so what's it like, you know, being the hunted instead of hunting? I hate it. That was a brilliant comment.
I liked it when he said to you, Brad, that he's delivered the same speech for the last 5 games. The play-in tournament is calling our name, men. Go and get it. Can QJ Peterson and co do that tonight? Or at least take a step towards doing that? Swaka Bullock a little heavy, but he gets his own rebound, and the putback is good.
And that's off the back of Mason Peatling. He took a 3 earlier, which I just didn't think was the right look for him at the time. But there he catches it, he swings it, and he gives Wani a chance to get downhill off the back of it because he rolled so hard out of the handoff.
Henschel feeding Doolittle. Fumble, but Swaka Bullock fell away, allowing Doolittle to come again. Christian up to 4 points for the game.
Oh, my.
JaVale McGee goes smash around the ring again.
Well, I'm just watching Doolittle here, and after that last shot, he looked like he's limping on that left foot, and he just was the one that was guarding JaVale here. Just going to watch that after a couple of minutes here. Certainly didn't feel like, oh, sorry, he certainly looked like something wasn't right.
Definitely inconvenienced on that left leg. Nice runner from Sunday Dech, a man who hadn't been past 3 points for his last 6 games. All of a sudden has 5 tonight. Will Hickey, great foresight to see Peatling on the move. They look locked in tonight, Illawarra. It's 39-32, the Amy replay, Brad Rosen.
Well, look at this, bang, just with the shake, and JaVale says, yeah, I'm the best dunker in the NBL. I've got something for you right there.
And Brad, he pushed off his right leg there, so even though he pulled up a little bit ginger, I think that move was just a nice offensive move.
He shook him out.
Elijah Pepper came here tonight needing 1-3 to have 50 this season. He's had a tough trot in terms of shooting against Illawarra in recent games, but here he is speaking pre-game.
What about your own game? You're the type of player that gets hot really quickly. What mentality do you have in those moments? Where do you take yourself to?
Happy places to court. So, I mean, I'm told to shoot the ball, and my job is to get those shots up, and I actually get in trouble if I don't shoot. So, it's kind of a good feeling when you're told that, and it's easy to be able to put those reps up when that's your job and that's what you're told to do.
Yeah, Elijah Pepper, talented basketball player, averaging 10 points per game this season in his 22 minutes off that 22-point game against Southeast Melbourne. He can certainly be a big part of this late season, this post-season campaign for Perth. And on ball here, Brad Rosen, Ben Henschel, providing for Dylan Windler this time, who leaves it short.
Yeah, I'm just watching Ben Henschel. You guys are talking about him, and I know some stats earlier in the year. This guy was averaging like just over 6 points a game, shooting at, you know, low 30%. But in the last month, he's now just under 12 points a game, shooting at 54%, 5 assists. He has lifted as the season's gone on and been a huge key. Absolutely. As JaVale, I thought he was going to finish that.
The thing you got to remember too for him, as Elijah Pepper pump fakes, and there goes his 50th three for you, Matty, after you just called for it. The thing about him, last year he's had Bryce Cotton alongside him. So Bryce has taken the best defender for everyone, where now Benny Henschel's getting more attention. He's on the scouting court a little bit higher.
Oh, Hickey denies Dylan Windler. The pace certainly going up from Perth, but Hickey was up to the charge, and Jay Peterson says, back at you, Wildcats. We're going to get some news on Christian Doolittle, Joe Healy.
Yeah, Brad, you picked up on it. He's just got a little bit of discomfort. It's his left leg he seems to be holding. Seems to be around his IT band or hamstring, but he's on the bench at the moment. He's been pacing up and down. I'll keep you updated if I hear anything.
Let's hope it's not a hamstring, Joe, for a team already missing a couple of players, with Jaron Riley hamstring affected, David Duke Jr. due back shortly from an elbow injury. A little question mark over Christian Doolittle all of a sudden as we watch these highlights, plenty of them, for the Hawks in the last 30 seconds.
Well, it's Hawks basketball, isn't it? They get stops and run, and Jace, you said it, when QJ shot it brought the house down. It's a good crowd here on a Saturday night, and they know that Illawarra are fighting for that spot. But you said that was Elijah Pepper's 50th. Jace, do you know you made 73s in a season?
Yeah, I think it was with Brisbane that year. You have to check, I think so.
Of course it was. You want to know how many minutes and shots he...
Oh, I don't know that.
No, come on, you do.
I don't know that. I just remember that I had one where I was 70 or... Yeah.
Well, it was actually 2 years in a row.
Oh, there you go. I didn't know that.
Well done.
Swakala Bullet goes equal game high with 9 points alongside Henschel. He was singled out from Justin Tatum pre-game to say, shoot the ball, we believe in you, we know you're having a special season, go on with the job, and he is Wani. Having a good year for the Hawks.
Matty, I'm also going to need you to tip Brad for saying those nice things about me. I didn't bring cash with me.
He doesn't need the tip, he's got enough.
Clear out here, let JaVale go to work right now. Oh, he needs to hold that.
Shot clock at 5. It'll be QJ Peterson. beating Joe Luala-Chul. The scoop shot missed, but they get the foul. They get the bailout, Illawarra, at 44-35. They can open it up by double figures.
Well, Kirsten Doolin was just checked in. Obviously, it's a big time in this game. Down by 9 at the moment, the Wildcats, and we'll just listen to that conversation with the refs, and JLA coming off a bit frustrated.
Just taking stock of the team's forms coming into tonight. Of course, Illawarra badly beaten by Sydney. Before that, they were double points winners against Tasmania and Brisbane. Perth, as we mentioned, have won 6 of their last 7. The only loss, a 1-point thriller against United. QJ misses the first freebie. But along the way there, they've beaten Brisbane, New Zealand, Southeast Melbourne, Illawarra, Cairns, and most recently Southeast Melbourne. John Riley's team building nicely at the right end of the season. That's better from Peterson. So we get to 45-35. It's double digits, the hurdle for that man now.
Well, again, QJ and JaVale come off after about 5-6 minutes. Now, that was 5.5 right there. Same happened in the first quarter. So this is the team that you mentioned last time, Jace, that play together. They know each other, and you liked it.
Elijah Pepper lets rip successfully. There's his 51st 3 of the year.
And this is where I think what they've done with Perth now is once Pep hits a couple of shots, they go straight back to him because he's an oven. He can get going really, really quickly. I should say a microwave, not an oven. Ovens are a little bit too slow for him. But I wouldn't be surprised if they go straight back to something, him coming off double down screens.
Could have said induction cooktop. They heat up quickly. Brad, are you aware of the kitchen? Do you find your way in there at all?
Absolutely, right near the laundry, Matty. You leave me alone.
Here's Elijah Pepper, working hard. Kept out of it by Will Hickey. Hickey needs an option, and he didn't find one. He throws it away, and Dante Aruso-Nance can't score. Harvey gets the rebounds. A little clunky the last couple of possessions. Harvey works the screen from Froling and drops the triple. And John Riley says, we need to talk. Timeout Perth at 48-38.
And he'd want that timeout, Matty, because you said as it gets clunky, as Tyler Harvey comes down here and just takes his time, gets to where he needs to get to and smacks a 3-ball. But Jay, they haven't handled those clunky periods well. Illawarra's basically won all those clunky periods, which I think Jay would be filthy about.
Tomorrow is the 1st of February. February, a big month for the NBL as we push towards the playoffs and look forward to the first Ignite Cup final, February 22 on the Gold Coast. Where else would you like to go with 400 large? Because the winner of the Ignite Cup final gets $300,000, 60% of the players. The beaten team is meant to get 100, but Brad Rosen and Jason Kadee are campaigning for all the money to be tipped into the one bucket. Winner, take all. Straight to Gold Coast Casino, Jason.
Let it ride.
Who's got? Do we have to have a meeting of the teams, like a face-off, to say who we're going to do it? You know, normally someone throws some crazy bet out at a face-off.
Yeah, it'll be good. Just
anyway,
let it.
It's a big money game. It'll be much fun. New Zealand, Adelaide on the Gold Coast.
I love it. And, you know, I said in the pre-game, I still remember LeBron, how proud they were. It's not a money thing for him. It was the fact that they were the first ever winners of the NBA Cup. And that's what's on the line here. Adelaide, Mike Wells came out and said, we want to win it. You know, I love New Zealand. They want to win it. And to be able to say we're the first ever team to win it, yeah, that takes a lot. And a little bit of money in the skyrocket never
goes. There's no LeBrons here, so the money is crucial.
Yeah, there's a little bit of money in the skyrocket never helps.
I'll tell you what, the 400K might pique the interest of a few neutrals in the Gold Coast as well. Let's see who's going to get that cash, they'll say. I hope there's a big crowd on the Gold Coast. February 22, Ignite Cup final, Breakers 36ers. That's at the end of the NBL regular season. Froling, his team out by 10. Working on Okwera. And Sam comes away with 2.
Well, Perth have to go back now to Pepper. He hasn't had a touch for a little while. He's one of those streaky shooters. Go get him a look somehow. Let him come off something and get a look, because that's what he can do.
Froling has 8 points after having 7 for the game against Sydney. You wanted a busier Sam Froling, Brad Rosen, and you're getting him.
Well, they don't want to go and double him down there, and he's got beautiful. I mean, Jace said before, it's with the right hand, it's with the left, and this man, he just seems to be getting better every game that he plays, and obviously he missed a lot with the injury, but he is one of their barometers. If he goes, they go.
22 minutes a game since returning from his Achilles injury, 13 points at 59%, nearly 7 rebounds, more than a couple of assists per game.
It's so impressive because normally when you see someone come off these long injuries, it's not normally this year. Normally this year's almost it's great to see them back healthy and running up and down. It's next year where you see the real person. Sam's come back and he's just taken right off like he didn't miss a heap of time with an Achilles injury. So I'm really happy to see him back, but I'm just more impressed with how he's gone about it, and it shows that he's done all the right things in his time away from the game.
Doolittle still looking a little uncomfortable, missed the first freebie, makes the second.
And that's what you're right, Jake. That's where you talk about pros. You know, I look at guys like Ian Clark. He hasn't played, comes in South East Melbourne ready to go from the tip-off. Look at Torrey Craig, looked like he had to stop playing from the word go. These guys are doing so much off the court to get ready, and Sam Froling's the next one that's done that, so amazing.
Veterans who quite clearly look after themselves, Brad, because they're in great shape still, despite being well into their 30s. Still showing great athleticism and lighting up the NBL as JaVale McGee is doing this season.
Well, this is where the strength of Illawarra is. If they're knocking threes down, now the double's not coming from Perth. So what does it allow? JaVale to go one-on-one, and he's almost unguardable.
7 scorers so far for Illawarra as Windler is denied by McGee, who wants to challenge that. He reckons he got it in time.
I thought he did too. Let's see if the challenge comes. The video guy's under the pump.
Was it on its way down? Had it touched the backboard? The answer on both fronts seems to be no, Jace. Did I see that correctly?
I thought it was clean. But we didn't get a challenge, so it's not clean.
Maybe the video man just couldn't hit play quick enough. QJ Peterson's pretty quick.
But this is it. Like, look at him picking up the ball here. I think, like you talk about where Illawarra is at right now, a minute 30 to go up 13. He's just set a precedent from the start. I'm here to play, regardless of what I do on the offensive end.
Has a game-high 11 points, Peterson, on 4 of 6, including a couple of triples.
Windler's got that. Mitch Creek, I'm a lefty, but I shoot floaters with my right hand, and he does it very, very well.
McGee on Illawarra, this marquee matchup. And there's a little win for JLA. The Hawks with more than 50 on the board by halftime. They've been past 100 in their last 3. As Illawarra comes down the floor and in offense, stars against McGee.
That's beautiful touch. I mean, that is just a tough shot to be able to going left, but trips a little bit and throws it up for his 6th point.
3 of 5 shooting. Just the 1 rebound for JLA as Todd Blanchfield lets rip. Had a good return against Perth earlier this season in what has been a tough shooting year for him. And Windler camped in the corner, fills it up for 3. Big bucket to get it back to 54-48.
I looked at the score before and I thought if you're JR here and you can get back under 10, you'd be pretty happy with where you're at, just given, and they're all of a sudden down by 6 in the space of 45 seconds.
We've had so many players have a game high tonight in terms of having a turn on top of the scoring. The most recent man is the one to drop that last bucket, Dylan Windler, 13, 6 of 9 shooting.
Well, I mentioned before, to me, he's the connector of this team. He just does everything that they need, whether it's scoring, whether it's rebounding, whether it's defending. He's just such a great player, and whatever is needed on a night, that's what they get.
13 points per game this season, 23 last start, 8 double-doubles for Dylan Windler. Peterson spots Blanchfield. And the veteran gets his own rebound, goes to Peterson, the fake to beat Wagstaff. And then the miss is rebounded by Henschel. And the foul will be called on JaVale McGee.
Well, that's only their 2nd, so it will not be shooting. And John Riley's going to call a timeout here. And he has none left. So he asked the bench and they advised he has none left.
He got a second opinion. He looked at the big screen and saw, sure enough, he's zero
right.
timeout.
Yeah,
They're right.
He's still having a look there. But
So the clock adjusted to 1.3 seconds left in the half. A good one for Illawarra, out 54-48.
I like this move, and I'm surprised we don't do a lot. Look at JaVale right on the ball here. Just have to throw a different shot here so they can't get a look.
And they do enough.
Clever.
The Hawks do enough to stop a final shot from the Perth Wildcats, and Justin Tatum will be pretty satisfied. The Hawks rebounding from a heavy defeat on Thursday against Sydney to lead at quarter time and at half time, 54-48.
Good first half from both teams. I thought Illawarra just had a chance to just strangle them a little bit there and steal we up over 10 points, but they've done a good job, both teams.
The Hawks' leading scorer is with Joe Healy.
Thanks, I've got QJ Peterson with me. QJ, Justin talked about the importance of the start. You guys came out with intent. What's working for you out there?
Just energy, playing together and rebounding, holding on to one shot as much as possible. And then we're just feeding off of that and running, trying to play as unselfish as possible.
What's the key to this second half to make sure you come away with the win?
Increase the defensive pressure. I think it was there, a little bit dumb fouls here and there, but, you know, just keep locking up on defense and keep moving the ball, keep, you know, playing for each other.
Go catch your breath. Good luck for the rest of it.
Thank you.
QJ Peterson there. It's just about season on the line for the Illawarra Hawks, but we know the Wildcats won't let up. A massive second half still to come. You're watching the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Thank you for your incredible support throughout NBL26. Now it's time to lock in your seat for NBL27. For just $50, you can secure your membership deposit and guarantee your priority access when renewals open. Don't miss your chance to be part of another huge season. Lock in NBL27 today.
Tonight we have our LAC Athleisure Hype Crew performing the Pride Round. So let's go lights out in 3, 2, 1, lights out!
Pride round here on the Hungry Jacks to NBL, the second of our Saturday doubleheader. The Illawarra Hawks the Perth Wildcats, a 48 after 20 minutes at Rosen and Jace Kitty. What did you guys see in that first half?
I thought it was a pretty even contest. I think if you're both teams going into half-time, you're pretty happy with where you're at. It's been an even contest, and if you're Perth, you go, well, it could have been much worse, but we got a bit of momentum late there, and if you're Illawarra, you say we just need to rinse and repeat exactly what we just did.
Yeah, I completely agree. I do just get the sense that Illawarra gave them 5 extra points than they should have. And whilst I'm very happy to be in the position that I'm at, if I'm Illawarra, you're scoring 54, but giving up 48, I just felt just a couple little things there. We spoke before, you've got to play for 40 minutes. You can't afford to not play that whole time, and that's when Perth made a run.
QJ Peterson alluded to that when I spoke to him a second ago. He said to win this game, we really need to up the pressure on the defensive end of the floor. What about from an offensive point of view? You guys said you've been really impressed with the way that he came out with intent and some fire in his belly.
Yeah, and I think that's it for me. The offense, he's a guy who can fill it up in so many different ways, but for me it was his intensity. He's willing to be up the floor and defend. And I think if you're looking for a team that needs to make a run, look no further than what he has to do of being the point guard and leading his team. And it's led through the way he attacks the game. You know, he did that today.
This guy's had a 40-point game in the NBL this season. He knows how to play basketball. But I agree with what Jay said. The body language throughout the season hasn't been great for QJ. And that repetition, and your players feel that. The way he's come out tonight, the way he's up and in, it's telling his bench guys, yeah, I'm here to play. It's telling his team, I'm ready for this challenge, and I love what he's bringing.
We talked about a marquee matchup before the battle of the bigs. JaVale McGee rolling. How have you seen their impact in this first half?
They've been immense, and both the big guys, they've been playing a bit more apart, but at times together. And I think they've just done an immense job of just taking what they're given, and they're not being doubled right now, especially Sam, and he's just got to his spots and taking the right shots, and they've been really efficient.
When you look at your 5-man, if you say you go into half-time and you're 16 and 8, that's what that is combined. Yeah, very happy. The other night, I didn't see them in that game. Whilst they got touches, it was nowhere to be seen. That's exactly how they should be playing.
Sam Frolling's missed a couple of bunnies. I would love to see him put 2 hands on the rim when he's in the paint. He's that dominant as a presence. What about for the Perth Wildcats? Elijah Pepper, we spoke a lot about the fact that he can get hot. He's 2 of 4 from deep at the moment. What have you liked from him?
Well, he hit him back to back, and I think as a group, Perth actually came out of a timeout and went to run a play for him. But Illawarra did a great job of actually just top blocking and shutting it down. He's been crucial to their run because of exactly this. He can get busy in a hurry, and it just is a great addition for Johnny and his group.
We said it earlier, didn't we? He's not a 40-minute player. He's not going to do that in bunches, but he's a guy that can come out in 5-6 minutes and just go bang. Perth have got to go back to that, but I agree with what Jason said. It was very well handled by Illawarra.
Still a second half coming up. It is absolutely huge for Tyler Harvey and the Illawarra Hawks. We've got a big Sunday of basketball ahead as well. The injury hit, Tassie Jack Jumpers, can they hold on to 6 spot? They're taking on the New Zealand Breakers, who are coming off a very impressive win over Melbourne United, I must say. And then it's the Cairns Taipans hosting the Sydney Kings. Cairns, Jack McVeigh, we're talking about 40 pieces. He had a great one yesterday, but geez, the Kings are in form, guys.
They're playing really, really good basketball, and Torrey Craig has fit in like he never left, so I'm really looking forward to both games tomorrow.
Can't wait for it. Still plenty more to come here on the Hungry Jacks NBL.
What role do you think
Pride round continues from the Wynn Entertainment Centre, the Sandpit in Wollongong. Perth trailed by 6 at halftime, but here are a couple of reasons to still believe in the Wildcats. Perth are 9-0 when Dylan Windler scores 18 points. Well, he has 13 to halftime. Right on track to blow past that all-important 18 points. And the Wildcats 7-0 when Elijah Pepper hits 3 or more triples. He has a couple of them in the first half already. 10 points for the game, so the indicators suggest that Perth are still right in this. Illawarra 54-48 on the back of QJ Peterson's 11 points. They lead the rebounding 24-18. That's crucial considering the Hawks have lost their last 10 when losing the rebound count. There is the Mitsubishi Motors ladder. Perth need a win to challenge Melbourne initially for a spot in this top 4. They still think they can finish top 2, and Illawarra, well, they need to go past New Zealand and Tasmania, and that is the live ladder. So if they go on to win, they'd be 11-17, equal with New Zealand, just 1 behind Tasmania in terms of victories. But
and they play each other tomorrow, Tasmania.
Absolutely, yes. But they need to make up that percentage there, the Hawks, because really they're 1 and 2 games behind when you consider the percentage.
Yeah, that makes it very tough, and right now that's a challenge to do at this time of the year, but you just got to take care of business and get wins. And we're just having a look here at Tuladon. He just looks like he's carrying something here and really trying to stretch it out, but he's a warrior.
The Hawks weren't headed in the second quarter. Their biggest lead was 13. They'll carry a 6-point advantage into the third quarter, Jace Kadee. Should they lead by more?
Yeah, they should. And Brad said it. They just gave up 5 or 6 quick points, which just made this a closer ball game. And then right now, if you're coming in at 10, it's the little advantages within a game. And if you're talking to your team at halftime up 11, up 10 compared to 6, it just is that moment in time where Illawarra especially need to take advantage.
The money quarter with the Hawks up 54-48. Who emerges from halftime the stronger? QJ Peterson spotting Peatling in the corner. Mason off the glass, away from the target. So Dylan Windler with those 13 first half points, and the foul call in favour of Perth to start the third. Called on Wani Swaka Labullock. That'll be his first for the game. Will Hickey with 3 fouls, the only Hawk in trouble on that front. Dylan Windler with a couple, and David Okwera with 2 as well for Perth. Windler puts it on the floor, loses it momentarily. Henschel with the save, the spin, shoot, catches the rim. It'll be an Illawarra possession, but it won't count. So a foul against Illawarra, a pushing foul.
No score, side.
That's Windler's second. In fact, it's Dylan Windler's 3rd foul, so just a little concern for their leading scorer right now.
That's not great, but you can never complain when someone's crashing the offensive glass like that.
Tyler Harvey with 6 first half points. That one rolls over the cliff.
Well, don't think Tyler Harvey didn't know that he had 3 fouls. He went straight at him then and wanted to get 2 feet in the paint for a nice little floater, as Tyler Harvey does.
Pepper, baseline, spots Henschel. Peterson gets there in time. But Henschel off the glass with an and one.
Well, I thought he turned one down there that he probably should have shot, but to his credit, he got in there and took his time and ends up making his way where he needed to get to and gets the M1.
Just the patience. I love the fact, like you said, yeah, he could have shot that, but he's given up a good shot for a great shot, and it's just the growing of his game.
So Henschel with that play, up to 12 points for the game. As I mentioned earlier, it means he's had double-figure returns in 6 straight outings now. A 21-year-old Perth local in his 3rd season as a Wildcat. McGee, guarded by JLA, forced into a tough shot, and he retreats empty.
And he just missed Tyler Harvey wide open. I know we can't take much away from JaVale if Doolittle gets to his spot, but that's one for me. That's Tyler Harvey right there, butt naked, and shoots a tough contested shot.
Doolittle, 7 points, 3 of 6, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Peatling gets a good look.
Well, they're giving him that. He's 3 of 9 from the field tonight. Peatling 0 of 2 from the three-point line.
Doolittle again, Brad. There's nothing wrong with the leg now.
And this is why that 13-point lead you give up with 2 minutes to go in the second half is crucial, because now we're back to a tied ball game.
They led by 13. It's back to all square. The only replay showing Christian Doolittle.
You see him here. This is Doolittle doing what he does. Takes a nice little jump shot to get the 2, and then they hit the 3. But this is now key for Illawarra. They've been through this a number of times before. Let's listen to Coach Tatum.
We got to understand what's going on. With Doolittle, we got to move it. That was a great shot for me, so that's a shot we're going to be able to get. All right? So I'm fine with that. So on the back end, let's go delay right now. Let's go delay. Pete, hold it here. I got QJ and T-Roy on the same side. We're going zoom action on there, okay? TB, lift up and swat you and guys on this action. So if you're having hard heads, we can move it. We get good shots from here or look down. Come on, let's go. Stop. Hey, we got to play fast. If you won't get up, you sit down.
Play fast. Play to our pace. Just back to the Wildcats, down by 13 in this game. If they can go on to win, it'll be the 5th time this season they've come from double digits down to win. 12 down against New Zealand, 1. 12 down against Southeast Melbourne, 1. 12 down, 14 down against the Hawks already, and 1.
Wow.
17 down against the Jack Jumpers, and 1.
Brad, you've been watching Doolittle, and even though he's made a couple of buckets, he's still just grabbing it. Something isn't right, or it doesn't feel great.
McGee.
Well, that's good offense from QJ, but you can't give a layup up like that. And 1. Dylan Windler. What a finish. That is very, very poor transition from Illawarra Hawks, especially on a make as well.
Well, Dylan Windler leads 4 Wildcats in double figures. He's 7 of 10 from the field. These are his first free throws for the night. 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He's just continuing to provide, isn't he? The 29-year-old out of Indianapolis. Belmont University in Nashville. Swakala Bullock lets it sing successfully. And he shoots Illawarra back to the front. AJ Ogilvy catching plenty of basketball during the Pride Games.
Well, again, Doolittle's eyes just lit up with Toddy Blanchfield on him, and Toddy just doesn't have the fast enough feet to be able to guard him right now. As soon as he saw it, just took him off the dribble. And Todd had no other option but to foul him.
Doolittle 1 of 2 at the line so far tonight.
You know, Jace, I look at this Illawarra team and I think, who can guard Doolittle? Now, you can probably say that from a lot of teams because Doolittle's that good. But this is some of the piece I think they've missed this year, just that Doolittle type player. Who do I put on him? Swaka's too small for that. Mason Peatling is probably one, but then the pace of it and his jump shot, he's a really tough cover for them.
Yeah, he is, and it's because he goes from the 4 to the 3 and plays in different sizes. But I think you just got to give him different looks so he can't get comfortable with one particular person. Oh.
McGee and Henschel and JLA all miss. And then a turnover from Harvey. Pepper picked his pocket and takes the 2.
And these are the periods that in the first half, Perth weren't winning, where it just went back and forth. It looked a little scrappy, but teams are playing high pace. It was Illawarra coming up trumps, where now the tables have started to turn and momentum is shifting.
Well, it's 6.5 minutes here. This is where QJ and JaVale usually come off.
And come into the game.
And he hits the 3.
Like
now, 2 substitutions just warmed up to the bench here, so it'll be interesting to see what the substitutions are like. But you're right, Jace, they've got to come back with that energy. Look at the ball pressure now. Nowhere near what it was like in the first half. Everyone's been able to get to the spots that they want.
Like Dylan Windler, who gets down low and gets off the glass. So Windler has that magic mark, those 18 points that are so indicative of Perth's success. They're 9-0 when he gets to 18.
And this is the one thing with Illawarra's group right now, with that QJ on ball with McGee. Look at the floor spacing they have around. No one can help. So it is something they can go to that can open up the floor for them offensively.
Windler spinning on Blanchfield. Outside for Henschel. A little heavy with the shot, and the rebound taken by Harvey. Full court pressure from Doolittle.
Ooh, he just got it over the half court there before 16.
Milking all the 8 seconds he was entitled to, Tyler Harvey. Forced into it by Doolittle, mind you. Now Peterson pulls up. Leaves the shot short. Midway through the third. It's the Hawks by 2. Having led by as many as 13, by 6 at half-time. The Wildcats are coming for them.
Well, it is JaVale, but this time it's Harvey coming out. And they're going to go with QJ here and leave him in here. So slightly different change-up.
Hold up, hold up.
Oh, just a little kick there.
Apologies from one. He certainly doesn't mean that. His soccer skills just deserting him for a moment there. Okwera and Russo Nance, meantime, coming in for Perth, Brad, as Windler's floater jumps out. And it lands in the right spot for Sam Froling. QJ pushes the pace. Froling with the shot clock at 6. 5. Froling gets it done.
Well, that's who they've got to play through. He is really looking good tonight.
Just his patience on the block.
Totally. He's waiting for the double, and if it doesn't come, I'll just take you.
Froling the fourth Hawk into double figures. So each team with 4 men in double digits. And Sam will add a rebound to the tally and get a foul call in his favour. Joe, over to you.
Yeah, much better defense there for the Hawks. Justin Tatum spoke to his troops in that last time out. He said, if you are not giving me defensive effort on the court, I will pull you from the 5 out there. 4 defensive stops in a row. They're picking it up. The momentum's getting in their way here.
Defend and push the pace, Joe. Justin Tatum.
Just quickly, if you look at this, Dan Green, and this is what we just spoke about. He falls down, gets up, and still goes and contests. And this is why you have to love how he goes about his business, because he just plays hard. At least if you know, he's going to play hard, and if it doesn't work out, well, it's not from lack of trying.
They love him in the gong. He very much represents the fabric of the Illawarra. Hickey with the miss. His side ahead by 4. Doolittle guarded by Blanchfield with an and 1.
That is just a matchup that they are struggling with. He wants it every time. The last possession, Medavo Hickey, I think he can get that shot anytime he wants, but no one touched the ball. You've got to get it through hands, get it from one side to the other. But Doolittle, wow, is he playing well tonight? That's his 13th point, 5 of 8 from the field.
He's averaging 16 points per game, Brad, but over the last 9, he's up around the 20-point mark. So getting better as the season wears on. The only man to lead his team for rebounds and assists. Greeter stripped of the ball by a couple of Wildcats. Pepper was one of them. The Wildcats looking to take the lead on that possession, give it up. And then off the leg of Okwera, it will stay a Hawks ball.
So they made the decision to keep QJ out there instead of Harvey. And as I'm about to say it, Justin Tatum was listening to me because now he's made the change back. But my point was going to be, how long does he stay with this? Because this group that they've got on right now has actually been really good together.
I don't know if I would have made that change. I mean, yes, I love Tatum, great coach. Much better than my decision, but right now, I just enjoyed that energy that team was playing with.
You're a championship-winning assistant coach. Don't sell yourself short.
Assistant. Look, I mean,
is that claim the accolades when you win and go missing when you lose?
Yeah, exactly. I'm an assistant when we lose.
So 68-67, important minutes here with QJ Peterson leaving the floor. Tyler Harvey back on. Tyler started the game.
Well, look, he's a big-time player, Tyler. He's only taken 7 shots tonight, and he's 1 of 3 from the three-point line as Dan Greeder makes that shot. But I don't know, I would go to Harvey now. Get that Harvey, Sam Froling situation.
I just look at this group now, though, and think to your point, though, they can probably get more off movement now. Like their last few possessions have been head down, head down, head down. Let's get the ball moving and get side to side and see what we can do off the back of that. And hopefully, to your point, end up with the ball in Harvey's hands.
The 3 previous games between these teams have all been single-figure margins. And we sit at 3 points the difference as Dante Russo-Nance catches the rim and Sam Froling catches the rebound. Greeder gets the crowd to make some noise. The mullet flying in the gong again. The West Australian hoping to burn the side from his home state. Russo-Nance. It's good. Nice shot from Dante.
Well, you just have a look at this from Dan Greeder. Look how he fights over Jace. You were just mentioning that. It just makes Pepper get a rush and now finishes on the break. Dan Greeder, he is all heart.
And mullet.
Russo-Nance, none of 3. He goes to the bench having made his first shot. And it's a triple. Harvey finds Blanchfield.
Nice move.
He showed his experience but couldn't finish, Brad. Windler gets the rebounds. Just over 2 minutes left in the third. A good one so far for the Wildcats. And the turnover from Froling gives it straight to Henschel. JLA winds up and buckets.
That is a tough finish.
Scores level again. Froling makes good.
Well, that's better from Dave O'Hickey. Slows the ball down, gets it on ball, makes a decision, and Sam does the rest.
Seconds left in the third as Henschel retreats with more points, up to 14 now. Windler 18, Doolittle 14 alongside Henschel, Brad.
Very good defense, just great offense from Henschel.
Rolling. Knocked away by Aguero with 5 seconds on the clock.
And that was really good by Aquari. Pushed him off the block, made him catch it somewhere different, and then used his length. And I think that's the thing. They've allowed Sam to catch it kind of where he wants, and no double coming. You've got to make him look at it a little bit differently. I think that's a great job by Aquari there.
Rolling off, McGee on. 1:07 left in the quarter, 5 seconds on this shot clock. Hickey was looking for McGee, was looking for Harvey. And Aguero comes away with it. Doolittle now. With some words for the fans in the Hollywood seats. Perth in front by 3.
Unfortunately for Todd Blanchfield, Doolittle sees him and thinks everything's going up and going in right now.
Keep moving, keep moving.
Blanchfield from the corner. Just can't hit. Blanchfield 0 of 4 tonight. None of 2 from outside. Doolittle, on the other hand, has gone to 20 points. He's 7 of 10. 3 of them are triples.
Well, he has just been dynamite. Literally just taken this game over.
15 for the quarter.
Wow.
Hickey with an eye on the clock. Another turnover from the Hawks. JLA, time to burn here. He gets to the rim, forces the foul on Dan Greeder, and will go to the line for 2.
And that's the one thing underestimated about JLA, how well he moves for such a big, like when they got that ball, him getting out and running the lane, he looks like a guard at times the way he runs.
Well, it's actually a good foul. He shoots 55 50% from the free throw line. So it's the right thing to foul him, but the turnovers have just killed him here.
The Globetrotters are coming down under again, June, July this year. Don't miss it. 100 years of thrills, laughs, joy, great sporting entertainment. Don't miss your chance to be part of it by scanning that QR code to get your tickets.
The Kadee family will be there with those young kids, no question.
Always look forward to the Globetrotters, guys. You said it, Brad, we could be on for some cheesies.
And we are, courtesy JLA. We'll give you the code word in a moment because we've hit three-quarter time. The Wildcats, from 6 points down at halftime, are 6 points up at three-quarter time. And Todd Blanchfield has a problem after a very heavy landing.
Well, he's holding his head here. I'm not sure if he's hit the sign or what it is. Well, watch the replay here. Good pass. Well, I don't think there's a...
Oh, he's
right
there.
Oh, yeah, ouch.
Shot missed, but Todd didn't miss the hardwood as he hit the floor. And he goes to the break a little worse for wear. The Hungry Jack's code word is pointer. You've been given burgers by JLA. Go to the NBL app, follow the prompts, enter the code word, and head to Hungry Jack's for your free burger. We're back with a fourth right after this.
Welcome back to the Hungry Jacks at NBL. It is the Perth Wildcats are leading the Illawarra Hawks by 6 with 1 to play. Now this crowd were told to show up and show out, and guys, I've got to say it's pretty hostile in here. They are riding every possession, they're chirping at the refs, and they're going to be very important down the stretch here.
Joe, you better put the microphone down so you can stand and clap along as well. We've had 21 lead changes in this game. The Hawks won the first quarter by 5, the second quarter by 1, but Perth bounced back to take the third by 12. As a result, they have their biggest lead of the game, 6 points. The Hawks playing for their postseason life, and the Hawks hoping to go, and the Wildcats hoping to go equal fourth. as Harvey comes away with points.
Matty, I'm just looking at these stats, and you said 21 lead changes, but Perth have been in the lead for 1 minute 56.
Yeah.
That's all. Unbelievable, but right at the right time. And as you said, 30 points Perth scored in the third quarter, and 15 of those was from Doolittle.
After Hawks had 30 in the first quarter. JLA over the top of McGee, who is then bumped over the baseline illegally. The foul called on Dylan Windler. That'll be number 4, I think, for Dylan.
Trying to see who that was actually on. Was it on Windler or JLA?
Well, hasn't been given to Windler yet, so it's Joe Luala-Chula who's picked up his first personal. That's a good result for the Wildcats.
That helped.
QJ Peterson, little heavy with the shot, but Peatling fights for the rebound, which is won by Pepper. This man Doolittle with a game-high 20 points. And a blocking foul called on Peatling. The score counts, and he'll go to the line for one more.
Well, they put Peatling back on because they've got to try and stop this man. He's just a human wrecking ball right now. There was one foul, count the second. And the strength of Doolittle. He is destroying the Gong tonight.
He is having such a big start to 2026. Christian Doolittle.
And Justin Tatum's reviewing this, and that was a weird action, but it was almost a block and an offensive foul in the one motion.
Well, I'm curious to know where the foul was, because there was certainly a foul at the first bit, and I don't think they called that one. So now you're going to go to the second, and from that quick look, it may have just been all contact from Doolittle with the elbow coming over the top, not intentionally or anything. So you see here, there's definitely a foul there, but I don't think that's the call. It's this next one. And that's where I don't know if Peatling is making the contact there or is Doolittle making it.
And of course, the replay centre can't review this first incident, only the contact for which the referees have sent it up as a foul.
I'm struggling with this one because
I feel like
he's
they're
still
going to
moving.
overturn it.
Well, I'm still thinking Peatling's moving.
He's not in
here.
position.
No, that's right.
Ignore that.
But
Even
he
if
is
it's a
going
foul,
back.
ignore it.
He is going backwards.
He's not in position, but I just feel because that elbow gets close, if not hits the face, that might be the reason it gets overturned.
No, I'm going to say it's unsuccessful. I just think Peatling wasn't there, and he's, whilst I do hear what you're saying with the elbow, I still think he wasn't in position.
Christian Doolittle.
Just that right, see the right
He's not
hand
in,
on
yeah.
him?
It's a foul on potentially both of them in the same action.
But I just think that first one, just watch Mason's right hand right now. There.
It's a big call because
oh wow.
Successful. Great call by Justin Tatum and his coaching team. Give a shout out to Tom Cranny, Matty Flynn, proud local bloke, Sam Bruggen, Joel Carlu down from North Queensland.
it's the one thing about Illawarra, and I mean there's a lot around the league, but they've got a tremendous coaching staff.
Scott Butler is in the replay centre. Scott, talk us through that decision.
Gentlemen, so the first thing I'm looking at is whether or not 22, the defender, has legal guarding position. He also doesn't make any illegal contact as the first contact on the play. The actual contact is made by Perth number 5, swings his elbows over, makes contact direct to the head of the defender. We change that call from a blocking foul to an offensive foul.
Okay, thank you, Scott. Great to have Scott on call there to explain the ruling. Ball with QJ Peterson, shot clock. They've got a fire, and they do unsuccessfully. At least it hits the rim, and they'll get another clock.
Good work. Get the set here. Let's get a nice, see if you can get JaVale rolling.
Points here would be a massive swing for the Hawks. And they get it through JaVale McGee. So rather than conceding 3 at one end, they get 2 at the other, and it's back to a 2-point ball game.
And the crowd is in it now. They're standing. They'll stay standing until Perth score. But this crowd is in it right now. This is their chance for the Illawarra Hawks. Oh, good crossover.
Elijah Pepper is off the mark, though. Joe Healy, have you found your way out of the crowd yet?
I have. I was just in the Perth Wildcats huddle there. There were a few shook faces after that challenge was reversed. JR
John Riley calls a timeout. Will Hickey gets to the rack, levels it up, 80 on 80. A Tangerine timeout for the Perth Wildcats. Boy, you come back, men, to that coach's challenge. Justin Tatum and his team, what a pivotal moment that looms as. A huge swing, saving 3 points at one end, scoring immediately at the next.
Sorry, guys, I still can't get over Scott Butler because I had to play, I think it was last year or the year before, with Rob Edwards, and he stroked me in the mouth with his elbow, bleeding everywhere, and apparently it was still a block. So I just can't get past that call.
The good news is he hasn't forgotten about it.
Oh, I'm just sitting here just trying to get over it, but I can't because I thought I was in a better position than Mason Peatling.
The explanation that day was, yes, it's a foul, but I want to see Jace cop it in the head anyway.
I left with blood in my mouth, and I still obviously am not over it.
Well, Justin Tatum
Get some water here for Jason Kadee, please. We'll just get some water.
To get out and make some noise, and they are doing that. Great atmosphere at the Sandpit in Wollongong. Scores locked. Crowd making some noise. The Hawks fighting for their finals life. The Wildcats craving a top 4 or higher finish. So much on the line. And we have 7.5 minutes to play in the gong.
Well, this is the third time this quarter that the Illawarra fans have had to stand up because Perth haven't scored. And there's an offensive foul. Oh, no, I thought it was going to be called on Windler, but it's called on Harvey. He wants a challenge. Coach is saying forget it. But this crowd is in it. It is lifting them.
2 minutes and 39 seconds without a score and counting for the Wildcats. What is going to break the shackles? Who is going to break the shackles? Will it be Ben Henschel? No. Rebound, QJ Peterson. Crowd lifts the noise again.
Yeah, get it to Davo. JaVale should come up here, or will be Mason, but let's look for that roll.
McGee is called for the travel. Another fantastic defensive display from JLA.
Well, it is, but I don't know why they went away from it. Like, I don't mind Mason setting that screen, but JaVale is so much more active on that, and it worked the last play. Just get him up. Certainly when Davo's got the ball, just let him roll, let him go to work.
Oh, that's nice.
And then Joe Luala dual scores for Perth. So they're on the board in the fourth. JaVale McGee, 14 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist for the game. They'll live with that, Perth.
Yeah.
Whereas JLA is 10 points on 5 of 10, 4 rebounds. But his defensive work to stop JaVale can't be understated. A gimme for Peterson.
Well, he's put his hand up straight away here, JLA. He's fallen down. He's looked at his bench and said, take me out. I think it's his left ankle here. Just watch, let's see if there's a little twinge. Oh, yeah, right there. Well, he's limping off here.
Big moment.
Big moment.
Not just losing JLA, but losing a big body against McGee, who looked to have a huge finish.
Yeah, he's in a bit of pain too. Joe will be all over that.
On the other end now, though, it actually does test McGee because he's guarding Wagstaff, who we know can hit a big shot, especially in the last quarter. So it'll be interesting how they go defensively here, being stretched out, as Sam Froling looks to check in straight away.
Windler gets away from the Hawks.
Gets a cuddle from McGee while he hangs on the ring.
Well, I agree with you, and they're going to make that change. But right now, who's going to guard him? I mean, you've got Doolittle. Get that on ball right now.
Windler to a joint game high 20 points alongside Christian Doolittle. Two men who've done fantastically well against the Hawks this season. It's beautiful. Very probing and scoring.
Well, very simple basketball. You just had to play that. Doolittle wasn't sure whether I go back. I don't know if I'd make that sub right now, Jace. I just think it's pretty unguardable down the other end.
Well, I just think the impact on JaVale's role is so different to anyone else they've got, right?
What about that from Henschel?
And Ben Henschel has been almost the sole reason right now in this last quarter they've stayed in and up. Just his poise.
He has his joint season high, 17 points, Ben Henschel. And Pepper adds more.
And I spoke about it pre-game. Just, I think Perth, when they can have some poise as a group, as QJ ties his shoes up and they end up having a turnover as we go to the Amy replay here. And Henshaw he's made some great plays in this last quarter, and that feet set, whacks a 3-ball.
His season high was 17 points, round 6 against Illawarra. He's equalled at round 19 against Illawarra. Ben Henshaw's great form continues. But Christian Doolittle averaging 16 points, 9 rebounds against the Hawks this season, has big numbers again. Dylan Windler averaging a double-double against the Hawks this season.
Well, you talk about Ben Henshaw, add to that 8 rebounds and 6 assists.
Doolittle just can't be stopped. He's gone to 23 points. He is owning Illawarra this season. His average against the Hawks across the first 3 games, 16 points, 9 boards, 4 assists. Tonight he's got 22, 5 and 3, and he is threatening to carry the Wildcats all the way to victory. Joe, what do you got on Joe Luala-Chul? We'll get back to Joe as she listens into the timeout.
Well, the good news is he's back. But this has been a big couple of minutes here from Perth because we feel the presence, and there is JLA right now. But Illawarra, you just felt like they were making a run, but now they're down by 7, Jason. They're feeling it.
Head to NBL.com.au for your chance to win 10 year-long Disney Plus standard subscriptions. It's all available on the NBL app and NBL.com.au. But here, 91-84, the surging Wildcats. They are looking to go level with Melbourne United with 18 and 11 on the season. Their road record is outstanding, 10 and 4. That's the second best road record in the league. Joe, what do you got on JLA?
He's checking back into the game here, guys. His left ankle was already strapped up. They just added some more reinforcement. As I said, shoes and sock back on. He's back out there to finish this game.
Big return in every sense of the word. What have the Hawks got? Is this their season? These 4.5 minutes as Harvey's shot is swatted away by JLA. Nothing wrong with his hands. And Hickey's runner too high on the glass. And Doolittle loses at baseline.
Illawarra here just got to settle. That timeout was a perfect time for a timeout. They've made it consistent all year long of this is the stage where they kind of lose themselves and they lose the game as Hickey cops it, elbow right to the face.
Well, I think Illawarra feel it as well there, Jace, because they've just made 3 subs. JaVale and QJ have just come back in with literally not even going off for a minute or so. And Toddy Blanchfield back as well. So this is the run they feel, and they want these guys to get some scores for them.
Peterson slipped, but found Blanchfield. Harvey goes to McGee. McGee spins on Doolittle.
And there you go, that's just a settler. On the other end, I spoke about poise, and right now, if you look at their group in Perth, they've got so many weapons, but for me, Henshaw, Doolittle with the ball, let everyone else play off the back of them making the right decisions, I think is their answer in this game.
Pushing foul called on Swakala Bullock. The first assignment for Perth is to get into the top 4, which guarantees them at least one home final. They have ambitions to be top 2, which of course gives you hosting rights for a semi-final series. Pepper, spin, fadeaway score. Elijah Pepper. Up to 16 points for the game. All 5 Wildcats on the floor are in double figures. High teens, 20 or more. Peterson.
Well, they're not having trouble scoring. I mean, they're at 88 points, of course, we can see that, but they're really getting whatever they want down one end. They're just not guarding their man. Like you said, 5 guys in double figures. This guy is just unstoppable at the moment.
24 points for the game. Christian Doolittle.
Well, Dylan Whittler's got some blood coming on. It's out at nose or mouth right now, so he'll come out of the game.
Of course, the Hawks are off a game where they gave up 122 points in defeat against Sydney, the most ever conceded by a Justin Tatum team. We need to find some defence in a hurry these last 3 minutes. Yes, it's about scoring down this end, but they've got to stop Perth. Peterson, step back three, no good. And it will stay an Illawarra ball.
Well, it's working. They go one side of the court and trying to get Tyler a piece here. If that doesn't happen, they then get the ball back to QJ, who comes off JaVale, and they're playing. They're getting good looks.
In the third quarter, they found his success as Greta subs in, but they found success with that middle on ball with Peterson and McGee, and with the spaces they have around, they had so much room, and it gave JaVale a chance to catch at the free throw line and make a play. They've got to try and find more opportunities to exploit that and see what they get out of it.
I agree, and I've just seen Todd Blanchfield come out. I don't mind this. Dan Greeder has come in, and I'm going to assume he's going to take Doolittle, try something different.
Doolittle's season high is 30 points. That came against Tasmania in round 13. He's got 24 on 9 of 12 tonight.
Well, the stoppage here is just to clean some blood up off the floor, so that would be with Doolittle, I assume. Sorry, from Windler.
Doolittle 3 of 4 from outside in that 24-point tally. Justin Tatum just drawing something up for his on-court 5.
Jace, if you're Illawarra, you got this little stop, so they've just had a chat. You try and get a score. Do you push up? Do you do something different? Do you try and get that turnover and try and get the crowd into the game? I like trying something different at this stage.
I agree, and I think you've got to speed them up. I think you've got to let Perth speed them up and see what you get. This going down would help.
Tyler Harvey.
He's a massive three-up. But now, like, this is where, look at the first half to now. In the first half, they were up the court, where now Doolittle walks it down, gets to where he needs to get to, and they're just running the stuff that's, once again, working for them.
Tyler's second triple for the game. He's gone to 14 points. JLA finger roll finish. Not good enough from the Hawks. Perth by 6. McGee back to Peterson, and they fumble at baseline, but not before there's a foul called on Perth.
Righto, Matty, get the stats out. What was last OT we had down here in Wollongong?
Are you spruiking OT with 2:11 to play and Sydney by 6?
It's 2 threes. Tyler Harvey's in the game.
JR doesn't believe that he had the ball here on the foul, and unfortunately for him, doesn't matter, because QJ's at the line for 2.
I'll be much happier if their team can grab this one out of the fire. It's worth repeating that Perth were down by 13. There is the live ladder, the Mitsubishi Motors live ladder. QJ Peterson makes both. If the Wildcats hang on, it'll be the 5th time they've come from double figures down to win this season. One of your key coaching factors, Jace Kadee, was poise. Who has the most poise to finish this game?
Perth do right now, because they're just controlling the offensive end, and even though Illawarra is still scoring, this is the one thing for their group we always ask, we've asked the whole year, who's their go-to guy? And they could have so many of them, but right now, the way Doolittle's playing, the way Henshaw's playing, Doolittle and JLA in the middle of the floor has been really, really good for them, and they just let Doolittle make plays.
Luala-Chul at the line. He makes it. 55% free throw shooter this season.
Missed his last 2, made those 2. It all makes sense. Numbers add up.
Yeah. Harvey forced into a tough shot off balance. Good sort of roll for Illawarra. QJ Peterson first. JaVale McGee. So it's a 4-point game.
Don't need that foul, but it isn't shooting, so it's not terrible. Good move here. Let's watch the big man in the middle. Well, Jace, you mentioned big. You said in your 3 keys, I think it was poise down the stretch for Perth. Now, what have they learned in the last couple of weeks? We've seen sometimes they haven't finished. Who's the guy they go to? Who's the scorer? Yes, you want to go to Doolittle, but is it going to get in his hand? Who's going to make the decision?
All 5 out there are having good scoring nights. Henschel for JLA, blocked by JaVale McGee. #1 in the league for blocks per game. Gives us a timely one right there. Big possession for Illawarra. Greeder spots Peterson. It was touched by Luala Chul Jr.
Look at this block from McGee. He says.
It's an imposing frame to combat if you're an opposition attacker.
And on that last play, JaVale had Ben Henschel on him, but they just didn't have anyone flash to that high spot. If you're Dan Greeder in that opposite corner and you see that, he's just got to flash to the middle and he's got a high-low option where he can go himself. And it's those kind of opportunities which you've got to utilise JaVale, and it's not on just him.
And it's a great point you make, but there's not a natural 4-man out there. And that's where you've got Greeder, who's usually that 3-man. I'm in the corner, I'm shooting, where a Mason Peatling would probably, or a Sam Froling, look for that.
Last 2 minutes, we review everything, and we're reviewing this out-of-bounds call. Was it off Perth last? The ruling stands. Hawks ball. 1:08 to play. Perth by 4.
Here's the chess pieces again. Dave O'Hickey comes in, Greeder comes out. Someone who can float around baseline is what they'll be looking for Davo right here.
They go to JLA, back to QJ Peterson. He misses the 3, and the rebound is taken by Henschel. Perth trying to hang on for their 7th win in 8 starts. To go 3-1 against the champs this year, and Christian Doolittle stepping towards the Foot Locker Player of the Game award, up to 26. Harvey loses it out baseline, and Perth celebrate.
Well, it was poise, and it is poise. That man right there, what a game he has had. 15 points in the 3rd quarter alone, and then he's brought him home tonight up to 26 points, 10 of 13, to go with 5 rebounds, 5 assists.
Henschel slows it up, finds Windler on the move, and the Hawks will come away with it. QJ Peterson flashes to the backboard, takes 2 off the deficit. Quick score, what Illawarra needed, and now Will Hickey fouls Windler.
And JLA's yelling at his team to calm down, but that Benny Henschel, just part of his development, and he's playing the point at times, he just pulled up right on the other side of half court. Just take another 2 dribbles and give yourself some room. He's just stopped in the no-go area.
Windler has made his only free throw tonight. He's a 74% shooter at the line this season. Makes the first.
Well, it's push, it's get scores. Then you want to try and deny the ball, and if anything, you look to foul JLA.
100%.
Luala Chul, the 55% free throw shooter. Here's Wani Swakala-Bullock giving it up for his point guard. QJ Peterson slips, salvages the ball, but only just. And now he elevates for 3, misses. A race for the ball. Windler was running out of real estate, and then McGee got a touch for Hickey. 103.99. 12.5 left. Cool heads need to prevail for the Wildcats. And then Wani fouls Pepper. So Elijah, an 89% free throw shooter, not the man the Hawks want at the line.
No, but with 9 seconds left, you have no choice. You have to foul him, and JLA does the right thing as well, runs all the way down the other end, so he's not going to get caught.
He was almost sitting with some of the fans in the corporate box.
Yeah. Look, I think take nothing away from Perth here. This is not a tough venue. Sorry, this is not an easy venue to come in. With Illawarra, you know, season hanging in the line, they've come out, they came out hard. They've had to weather this storm. And is this Doolittle's best game of the season? Wow, what a way to carry this team home.
Well, he's had a few of them, but just the way he's played in this game and the boys, and he's played that point forward role, just makes him tough when he's in this kind of mood.
He's 4 points short of his season high, but as a whole and for your impact on a game, it's been huge for Christian Doolittle. And it just continues that run. It'll now be 10 games, Brad, where he's averaged more than 20.
Yeah, well, look, you talk about Pepper and the way he plays offense. That's been 2 big defensive plays that he's had very recently. One with Tyler Harvey in the corner where he rolled it out of bounds. And then that one right there, a steal. Pepper's had a really good game, and we know that from his 17 points. But defensively, he's really worked hard tonight. Played really well.
Just back to Christian Doolittle, it'll be a 10-game streak where he's averaged more than 20.
Wow.
A man who averages 16 points for the season. So he's certainly getting better, more productive.
Well, we saw that issue and those 2 men right there a couple of weeks ago where there was a bit of an argument between them. But I love the fact that Doolittle came out after that and was like, OK, I'll wear that. And you just saw the leadership of him in that right there grew. And tonight, he has been the leader of this team and carried them to what will be an outstanding win.
On a real hot streak, the Perth Wildcats, still with Jaron Riley to return from a hamstring injury, with David Duke Jr. to come back from an elbow complaint. So, plenty of reason to be optimistic as we head into a Tangerine timeout. 4.3 seconds to play, and it's the Wildcats by 7. Tomorrow, another doubleheader. Jack Jumpers, Breakers. They are jostling for a play-in position. The Hawks thought they had both covered, but back-to-back losses against Sydney and now Perth really sees the ball bounce back into the court of the JJs and Breakers, followed by Cairns and Jack McVeigh's heroics. Can they take down the Kings, the hottest team in the league, Brad Rosen?
It's going to be tough.
Are they the hottest team in the league when you've watched Perth tonight?
Well, right now, I'd have to say Southeast Melbourne are pretty good as well, the way they're going. But this is why I love Jace, the play-in. Now, you look at tonight's game, people are playing for something. You look at that New Zealand game tomorrow versus Tasmania. Hell yeah, that's a great game. And then you go to the next one. Well, Sydney want top 2. So every game means so much. So it's so great.
We find it every year. Just for some reason, we get to the last few weeks and just every game spirals on top of each other. But Illawarra here need a miracle and they need a quick 3-ball.
I'll go on the record. I was a critic of the play-in, but having seen it for a few seasons now, I've switched. I love it. It works. And JaVale McGee lets rip with a rare 3-ball off the mark. Time expires, and the Perth Wildcats go level with Melbourne United in 4th position at 18 and 11. These 4 men from the West have won 7 of their last 8. They've beaten Illawarra for the 3rd time this season, taking down the champs 106-99.
Really good game of basketball. Yes. I thought Illawarra were immense, but just Perth is showing why they have a belief internally that once they get there, if they can get there, there's not a team people want to play in the finals.
Yeah, no, completely agree. And Illawarra, well, I just think we saw their whole season in this game. There was times where they were good, and then there was times where they struggled. They just could not play for 40 minutes, but take nothing away from this Perth team. That man there, Pepper, great game. Played really well, but Doolittle, he was amazing.
The starting 5 outstanding for the Wildcats. Christian Doolittle, 26. Dylan Winler, 22. Elijah Pepper, 19. Ben Henschel, 17. Joe Luala-Chul, 14. There are their points at a high clip. All of them are shot at 55% as a team. The Wildcats, they've come to Wollongong, having beaten the Hawks 3 times in the West, and said, we'll do it on your home deck as well.
Well, look at this Mitsubishi Motors ladder right now. It's only just a small bit of percentage that's seeing Perth not in the top 4, and Melbourne, well, we know they started 9-0, so it's been in 9-11 since then. So Perth, they're rocketing up that ladder.
And their draw is kind. They play Cairns, they play Brisbane, and they finish against Sydney in Sydney before hosting Adelaide. 4 games to come. How high can they go? Well, let's ask Joe Healy, who's standing by with a real star tonight, Joe.
And the Foot Locker player of the game, Christian Doolittle. Christian, 26, 5 and 5 for you tonight. How were you able to impose yourself on this game?
It was a team effort. Understanding that we didn't have the first half that we wanted to, and so we talked about at halftime, be able to pick up our energy and be able to execute on offense, get stops on defense, and we were able to do that.
You've won 7 of your last 8. The last 2 in particular have been tough wins. You guys feel like you're peaking at the right time of the season. Would you agree?
I feel like we're just riding some of the mistakes that we were making early on. Understanding that it's going to be a long season, and a lot of those games we wish we could have back, but we're just getting right in time for the playoffs.
You've got Cairns at home next week. The opportunity to move into 4th on the ladder. How do you keep this rolling?
Just keep playing hard. Understanding that it's going to be attention to detail, and that's how we're going to win these games. Understanding that everything that we're doing right now is catered to what's going to take to win a championship. So we just got to be able to keep it going.
Great work tonight. Congrats. Christian Doolittle there, the Foot Locker player of the game. A big win for the Perth Wildcats. They are hunting down Melbourne United in 4th. You're watching the Hungry Jacks NBL. We'll be back with more after this.
The playoff-bound Perth Wildcats improved to 18 and 11. Their road record outstanding, 11 and 4 now. They are not easily rattled because they trailed by 13 and for the 5th time this season come from double figures down to win at 106-99. Jace Kadee, Brad Rosen, a lot to like about John Riley's team. Just one of several championship contenders putting their hand up right now.
No, and if you look at the stats, they're pretty even across the board. Obviously, the rebound count was heavily in favour of Illawarra, but I just think Perth made the right plays down the stretch. They got the ball to where it needed to go to, and they showed what they're about, and Doolittle said it. we're trying to fix the mistakes earlier in the year because we're now at a point where we feel like we're playing better basketball.
I think the one thing they can be just extremely happy about is that they got key contributions from everyone, and we said it at the beginning of the game that this isn't going to be one guy. Yes, it may have been Doolittle who was a closer, but everyone fills in. All 5 starters are double figures and they've played a wow of a game. But this man right now looked like a player of the game. He was just unguardable. They threw everyone at him. And literally from the second half, he just took over. Short game, touch-ups, down low, fadeaways, jump shots. It was just unstoppable.
He's won multiple championships, beating the G League, Puerto Rico, Japan, Israel, France. Is he heading towards one at the Perth Wildcats? Well, his form is getting better and better by the game, Jace.
No, and he's just playing so well in that dual role now of being a carrier of the ball and also being in the pick and roll as the 4-man. So credit to him because tonight he was invaluable and that's why they got a win.
26 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, as Brad said, unguardable. Ben Henschel, certainly active, busy, productive early on when they were struggling to keep contact with the Hawks. It was Ben Henschel, the 21-year-old, who, a bit like Christian Doolittle, is just getting better with each game at the moment. Look at the numbers tonight, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. That means his season high, 17, has come twice against Illawarra.
And if you look at how he played, I said it before, he played with tremendous poise tonight and he made big plays after play, and there was just simple things like that.
Yep. Yeah, I love the fact when John really spoke in a presser recently and said, you know, the games he's had to go through where he struggled, this is where it will come good. And you see the way those last couple of passes, the 3, and look at this ladder. I mean, the Hawkies, that's a big loss for them, but the Wildcats right up there and they're vying for that 4th spot. And they still think they can get 2nd, and looking at that, you never know.
United started the season 9-0. Since then, the 36ers, the Phoenix, the Kings, now the Wildcats are all putting their hand up saying, hey, we can win this championship. It is anyone's race.
Oh, yeah.
It really is, and we've got a battle for 1st, a battle for 4th, a battle for 6th. These next few weeks are going to be must-watch TV.
So Joel, Lawal, Achul, Christian Doolittle, Ben Henschel, Elijah Pepper, Dylan Windler, they all provide against the Hawks. It's the Wildcats by 7 against Illawarra. On behalf of Jace Cadee, Brad Rosen and Joe Healy, good night from the Wynn Entertainment Centre.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.